United States President Donald Trump has made it very clear that he wants to deport millions of people who are living in the US illegally. But here's a big problem. The agency responsible for doing it, that's Immigration and Custom Enforcement, simply doesn't have enough money to make it happen. According to reports, ICE is facing a massive budget shortfall of $2 billion this year. This means that even though Trump is pushing for large-scale deportations, the agency may not have the resources to carry out this particular plan. The cost of deporting so many people is incredibly high. It's not just about arresting undocumented immigrants. ICE would need to hire more officers, build more detention centers, and arrange for more deportation flights to send people back to their home countries. But the real question is, why is ICE running out of money? Well, ICE has been struggling with its budget for years, but the situation is now worse than ever. Deportations require transportation, housing, and legal processing, all of which are very expensive. Trump's crackdown on illegal migration has caused ICE's expenses to skyrocket, and the agency has not received enough funding from Congress to keep up with the demand. Congress has approved an extra $500 million to help ICE stay operational, but that's just a very small fraction of what the agency actually needs. Experts say that even with this particular funding, ICE may not have enough money to continue its current operations through the end of the year, let alone expand its deportation effort. If ICE doesn't get any additional funding, the Department of Homeland Security might have to take money from other agencies, like the Coast Guard or the Federal Emergency Management Agency, which handles disaster relief. Let me tell you that this has happened before. Between 2014 and 2023, ICE regularly overspent its budget and had to rely on funds from other parts of DHS to cover its expenses. Deporting millions of people is not as simple as it sounds. According to immigration experts, ICE would need more than double of its current detention capacity to hold up to 1 lakh people at a time. That would mean building new detention centers, hiring thousands of extra officers, and massively increasing deportation flights, all of which requires billions of dollars that ICE simply does not have. Without enough funding, ICE might have to scale back operations and prioritize deporting only the most high-risk individuals rather than carrying out mass deportations, as Trump has planned. This would create tension between Trump and his own administration as his immigration crackdown faces financial roadblock. In the end, while Trump is pushing for aggressive deportation policy, the reality is that ICE does not have the money or resources to make it happen on the scale that he is imagining. Without additional funding from Congress, his plan to deport millions of undocumented immigrants would remain just a political promise rather than an actual reality.